Everybody, alongside Brent Hubbs, I'm Austin Price for the Volquest Stock Report on this Florida week. Stock up for you this week, Brent Hubbs.
I'm going with Tennessee's best offensive player, and that's Samson right now. He is kind of the catalyst for Tennessee. He's been to do everything, and you look at the drive he had to end the first half at Oklahoma, and how important that one was, and then what he did to open the second half against Arkansas to try to give the offense some life. He's sitting at, I think, 589 yards rushing, 12 TDs to this point. He's a good leader on the team. For me, he's playing really good football right now. Tennessee's got to continue to try to ride him to get this offense back on track and going in the direction they want to go.
Completely agree. Stock up for me this week would be defensive end / Leo James Pierce. He was super disruptive. I thought it was his best game of the year the other night. He ended up with a half sack. I mean, if they credited quarterback hurries, he would have had a million. It felt like he was just always around the ball, very disruptive, constantly disrupting what Arkansas wanted to do defensively at the line of scrimmage. So, again, I think that's a great sign for Tennessee if he can continue to play the way he played Saturday night. Stock down for you.
Stock down for me. Listen, last week it was pass protection. This week it's going to be pass protection. Next week it might be pass protection. Until Tennessee gets it fixed, it's going to be pass protection. And that's where Tennessee's got to, they've got to improve. They've got to communicate better up front. It starts with that, IDing where guys are coming from, who's passing who off to what lineman, who's handling the twist and the stunt, your running backs and stepping up in the hole and blocking a blitzed linebacker or whoever. They have to be better in pass protection all the way across the board. It's not just the offensive line. It's not just the running backs. It's not just the tight ends. Everywhere across the board, they have to be better in pass protection.
Stock down for me. I'm going to go with the Tennessee coaching staff. I mean, coming off a bye, I thought the team looked, especially offensively, lethargic, not prepared. I thought the play calling on offense was not very good. Now, again, there are other elements at play here as to why some of that can be, right? Like, it's not just as cut and dry as everybody wants to make it out to be. But, to have, a game that, again, I think every week when Arkansas is going to lose more games. Every time they do, Tennessee fans are going to go, oh, I cannot believe we lost to Arkansas. Oh, I cannot believe we lost to Arkansas. So, I think that's just going to be a recurring theme from here to the house. I mean, you can't do anything about it at this point. You got to put it in the rearview mirror. But to me, it's stock down Tennessee coaching staff, for the performance. I'll start us off with stock stagnant. I think you just have to go the season. I think it's stock stagnant the season. All the playoff talks got to kind of be put on the back burner. They got to go and figure out a way to get a win this week. Go beat Florida, and then you can set up the big tussle with Alabama a week from Saturday at 3:30. But until then, you got to be a Florida team that's had your number too many times over the years, especially when they've been down. They're down right now, but they're starting to get a little bit of momentum. Had a nice win or two on the schedule. It's going to be a tough game Saturday. So, I think you just stock stagnant the season. We'll see where we are, in 2 weeks.
Yeah, stock stagnant for me is simply, can this team handle adversity? What does it look like now? I mean, can you really flush it and move on? Everything was easy for this team up until Saturday. I'm not saying Oklahoma was easy, but Tennessee played well. They managed the game the right way. They did what they needed to do. Nothing had gone bad for this team. Now you've got injuries at wide receiver. You're banged up there. You got pass protection issues. Your offense has been stymied the last 2 weeks. You lost that game to Arkansas, and nobody saw that coming. So now you're dealing with your first bout of adversity. How do you handle that adversity? Samson saying they were lackadaisical in practice. He's challenged the team in the locker room afterwards. How do they respond to that? How does this team respond to what happened to them Saturday? And this will be their first test. So until I see them do it, I don't know exactly what they got.
He is Brent Hubbs. I'm Austin Price, and this has been the Volquest Stock Report on this Florida week.